we're here.
We're here.
Finally doing
We are
a
doing
podcast.
a podcast. So hello, Internet.
Hello, Internet.
In a bizarre turn of events, I was thinking about this morning. Like 2 years ago, I made that joke video about podcasts say nothing for 20 minutes.
True.
And now I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, you are. You are doing a
We've
podcast.
come full circle. But hopefully we won't say nothing.
Yeah.
I think we'll have something to say. But this is the official Magnify Studio podcast. Yeah, this is it. Should we introduce ourselves?
Yeah, I guess
Is that
so.
the best thing? You go first.
Yeah,
Who
so
are you?
well, I'm Philip Shibata. I'm part of the Magnify Studio and do all things creative, do music, design, and do some Japanese stuff, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, that's basically it.
That's him. And I'm Jonathan Ogden. I make music also, and used to be a graphic designer, still do a little bit, and we're the co-founders of Magnify Studio,
Exactly.
which is all focused on faith and art coming together. So why did we do this? Why are we doing a podcast?
Why are we doing a podcast? Really, that was a really big question. I think we talked about it for a bit,
Mhm.
and then I think last week we decided, yeah, let's just do it. And I guess that's kind of how we roll.
It's going to be like a short form way of talking about the subject of art and faith,
Yeah,
but in a casual, fun kind of way.
yeah. We just thought that'd be a fun place to kind of, because we do a lot of like fun conversations during
We
our
do.
meetups. You know, we do this Magnet Friday, and during those times we talk about pretty cool topics, or when we're in the car too, or we
Yeah.
talk with other people, and we're like, well, this.
We should have
Surely
recorded
we
that.
should have recorded this. So this is us
Yeah.
trying to do that, and now doing it in a space that looks very mic'd up.
Very
prepared,
aesthetic.
so-
Very natural. This is
Yes.
how it is all the time when we
It is
talk.
very, very natural. This is how we talk.
We
so-
always set this up, we just don't hit record usually. so.
Exactly. But I mean, anyways, where are we? What is this aesthetic place that we're in?
This
right now?
is a place what I just moved into. So it is very warm, actually.
It's very warm.
The windows are pretty hot. We've
Yeah.
got a fan going over there, and we're just doing what we can to keep cool. But
Yeah. I think British people in general were not good with like heat.
no, we complain when it's cold, and then the minute it gets more than like 20 degrees C, everyone's like, it's too hot. Too
Yeah.
hot, I don't like that.
Exactly. So-
Sweating cobs, people say.
Yes, indeed. I guess when you're going to be in this podcast, you're going to learn a lot about British humor,
That
British
is true.
words. Today, we're actually have this really nice tea here. What is this?
This is Yorkshire tea. It's a classic.
£1.50.
£1.59. You don't need to see the price. We don't need to talk about that. It's just a great classic tea. We're going to try
Yeah.
different teas, I think, most
Yeah.
episodes.
But what makes this tea kind of like the standard tea?
I think, a black tea is like your standard British tea, right? And this one there's a lot of different ones. PG Tips, Tetley.
Tetley,
I just like Yorkshire tea. I don't know why. The box is quite nice. It's got a sheep on it, which feels biblical. And just tastes good.
Tastes
It's
good.
the spot. It's like a comfort drink.
Just going to sip on some.
Yeah. Do it. Get it right in the mic.
Anyways, it's kind of funny here. Here
How
in
was
this-
that? Do you want to give a review of the...
Sorry. The tea, it's tea.
Mm.
It's definitely tea. But, I mean, speaking from kind of like a non-British, kind of living from different countries, I really understand why tea tastes great here.
Because it's usually cold and wet and gross.
Yeah, it's usually cold,
Yeah.
wet, and grimy. Insulation's horrible in a lot of old homes here. I mean, obviously this home is a little too hot for tea, but still, we're British. We love it.
We're doing it anyway. We're pushing
We're
through.
doing it for you guys.
Yeah.
So,
So I hope you appreciate it.
but yeah.
And
It's-
you can't have tea without biscuits, right?
Yes,
Are we going to have some
yes.
biscuits?
So I actually went to the store.
Wait, can I do this? It's time for... We'll make a proper jingle
Alright.
soon, but... Biscuit of the day.
Yes.
Okay.
So, an Aldi bag. Legendary Aldi. Just a little tip. Aldi is from Germany. So efficiency is from Germany. Anyways, today I brought the standard,
Oh.
of course,
Yes.
the tea cakes. Explain to me what this is.
This
tea
is like
cake.
a... Is this the Tunnux one? Yes, it is. So
it is the tonics one.
it's like a little biscuity thing on the bottom. marshmallow on top, and then all contained within a chocolate wrapper, and then foil as well. So you bite and there's like a very thin crunch just as you get through the chocolate.
Yeah.
But then you sink through the mushroom layer, and then you stop at the foundation of the biscuit, and there's a little solid part as well.
Sounds good. Should we open it up? Let's try it out.
All right.
It even says 1890. Wow.
Established in 1890. We're eating history.
Does that mean it's made or the company was established in 1890?
I think these actual ones.
Wow, really?
Made in 1890.
Crazy. Well, anyways.
That's why they taste so vintage. They've melted quite a lot, you know.
Did they melt? Oh, no. Whoa.
We should use the fridge next time.
Here we go. For those viewers.
Oh, anyone listening is just hearing rustling sounds right now.
So it looks like a chocolate dome. And well, let's just try. Let's let the viewers.
It's so soft. Oh dear. This is gonna make a right mess.
But it's nice. It's got this like. You got the biscuit.
Alright, go.
You got the biscuit on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of biting into that really creamy part, and you're like, oh no, is this gonna be just? Is it? Is that it? The
sink
fluffiness.
forever.
But then just that biscuit on the bottom just reminds you, hey, I'm here. I'm here for you.
It's like the gospel in a lot of ways. It's like, am I going to be sinking through the marshmallow of life forever? And it's like, no. The Lord's there for me. Just like the biscuit got.
All right, well, that was the biscuit of the day.
There we go.
That was probably good.
And a short sermon. Anyway, we're going to have a little... You don't have to slurp that loud every time. We're going to have a little segment on this podcast. Every time, something we're borrowing from our old YouTube channel. And it's called Things We Like. Things we like. I think I pressed the boom at the same time. Let me try that again. Things we like. So in this segment, we talk about, you guessed it, things we like. So, Philip, what do you like?
Yeah, I like a lot of stuff. But something that I've recently just enjoyed even more, and I think some of you already know, is this book here. Hold on, let me just... I don't know if you can see that, but that is Psalms. The Book of Psalms, but done in a very artistic, really beautiful way. And it's a really cool company called Alabaster Co. And they're based in Pasadena in SoCal, I think, right?
Yeah.
Right. And we actually were able to visit them and, go see their studio too, their office. And you will or you have seen the video by now. We've created the creator series
depending on when this comes out.
Depending on when this video is, or when you're listening to this podcast. But something that I really just enjoyed after just hearing from them and their heart to just create beautiful things that kind of not entice, but wakes up kind of like the creative, beautiful aspect of what Bible could be. Yeah, and I just found that so cool. Like that it's a beautiful thing, and it's the Bible. Like, why shouldn't the Bible be beautiful too? Why does it have to be in like these thin paper that almost looks like you can rip it off?
Wafer pages.
You know? So in that sense, I really enjoy it. So I would highly recommend it. They haven't sponsored me at all. But
Not yet.
Not yet. But definitely worth looking into, or even giving it for a present or something. Really worth that. Been enjoying that.
Alabaster, everyone. We love them.
We love them.
I'm going to be using this too much, by the way, in this episode. It's new and I'm getting used to it. Okay. My thing that I like is a band, artist. I think it's a band called Riders.
Yes.
Riders. So Riders is a project out of, if I get this right, Circuit Riders kind of ministry movement. So Circuit Riders are based out in California, kind of a missions team. They have like worship albums out under Circuit Riders Music, but then there's also Riders, which is more like an indie sounding. It's like if Tame Impala led worship mixed with I don't know, cool indie bands and stuff.
Gen Z style.
Yeah, very
Z,
Gen
Tame
Z,
Impala?
which I love. And what I love about it is it's so creative and it's so like bold. I want to say like it's
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like people figuring out what they want to do. It's just like we're doing this and we're going for it. And I believe it's two brothers, Josh and Spencer. Josh kind of vocalizing and then Spencer producing, I think. But yeah, just the sound and everything about it is so like fresh and bold, and it's also like completely unashamed lyrically. Like it's so about Jesus and not like a lot of indie projects are like very cool musically, and then try and be, well, not try and be cool lyrically, but like can kind of hide it a little bit, you know, and be like, we're doing this indie thing, so we'll make it more accessible there. But it's like fully indie and like fully about Jesus at the same time, and it's very like just out there. So there's 4 songs out right now. I can't even pick one because they're all great, but I think Without You is the first one they put out.
Oh yeah,
and it's a banger.
it is a banger.
About to hit 1 million plays on Spotify. I
Oh
believe.
wow,
So
already.
we could get it there together.
Yes,
It might already be there. But
they're actually quite big in TikTok, right? One of them.
Yeah.
They do TikTok really well.
they kill it on TikTok.
They really do.
Yeah.
So
Riders, everyone.
wonderful.
Anyway, speaking of TikTok, this brings us to today's big question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Is TikTok ruining music? What do you think?
Is it? Is it not? Is it? Is it not?
Do we need to explain what TikTok is? Probably not. I think most people know.
If you need explanation about TikTok, get off Facebook, go on Instagram, and then from Instagram go to TikTok. That's just the way to go.
Just Google it. It'll all make sense.
But yeah, that is a really good question. I think in general, like a lot of people have been talking about that. I've seen people post about it on TikTok and on Instagram too. But yeah, that's a very polarizing thing going on right now.
I think it's that thing of like, there's the whole debate of art versus content going on. And then also, it's not just TikTok, I suppose. Instagram has Reels. YouTube has YouTube Shorts now. And there's definitely a move in terms of online content to short form videos, mostly vertical because it's for mobile, which I guess reflects our habits of how we actually browse and use the web. Is like most people are just sat on their phones doing this. So it's all like short videos, short attention span. I guess it's like the tweets of video. It's like one line, just a quick meme or joke or clip of a song. But I've definitely found, at least music-wise, because a lot of people use the same audio, right? So like someone will make a video using a clip of a pop song, and then everyone uses that same clip to make their video. And it's like, I found that I knew one line of a lot of different songs without knowing the rest of them. So I'd hear some on the radio, and then that one line would come up and be like, oh, that's that song from TikTok. But I only knew that one part. So I don't know if it's kind of a shame that songs are reduced to like the most singable line, and then the rest is kind of, or does it actually point people to go listen to the full one?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, there's some people and friends that we know that, you know, through their TikTok, you know, their streaming's doubled.
That's
and
true.
That's amazing. Like, that's good stuff. But then there's some people that just, I mean, like artists in general, some artists, they don't want to play the game. So when a lot of people are doing it, they just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I think I struggle seeing that, trying to figure out, okay, what to do in that. And I think TikTok in general, it's an interesting thing. Like, the attention span for all of us have kind of went from 3 minutes to now like 10 seconds almost, right? So the attention span's there. But then the interesting thing is, when I thought in the very beginning, and it stressed me out, was like, okay, well, 10 seconds, but then it has to be really good. But actually in TikTok, it shouldn't be too good. It should have that kind of low effortness to it. Yeah, 10 seconds. So it's like, but when I realized that, it actually freed me from actually trying to make an amazing content within 10 seconds. But rather, okay, within 10 seconds, I could do this much. And then just post it out.
I think that's the carryover of the Instagram generation. Because we've grown up with like, everything's aesthetic and everything's filtered, and you get the nice shot and everything looks cool. So then even videos, like we've come from making YouTube videos or short films where it's like really labored and you take a long time. Whereas, yeah, TikTok's just like, I'm just gonna grab my phone and shoot something. Most of them, people making TikToks are editing it on their phone, right?
Yeah,
They're not
yeah,
like,
yeah. True.
they make a whole thing and it's all just done on the phone, and in the app usually. But then, yeah, I think it took me a while to like undo that mindset.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
wait, I don't have to color grade this video. I can just post something from my phone. And I don't know if that's good or bad. It just
Yeah, I mean that's great.
It
You
is
know,
a thing.
let's say you do the 10-second thing. You compromise your style, and it's just really just on your phone.
Yeah.
But then your music is totally different. So how does that actually work for you? Like, you create
Yeah.
content, but then also you got music, right? So how does that look like on your TikTok actually?
It's a complete mess. So I spent probably the first year on TikTok just making random videos, trying to figure out what is this.
Yeah.
So some of them were like, hey, this is me, this is my music. Some of them were just like jokes or like trends that I was seeing. I just did the trend, and then I felt like it was a bit confusing. If anyone came to my page, they'd be like, who is this person? Because every video is different. So I started going a little bit more into like memes, just because I found them quite fun to make. And I actually, like in high school, was in film club and used to make comedy videos, and it was like, I've always enjoyed that kind of silly aspect of just making fun stuff. And I was like, well, here's an outlet where it doesn't have to be your polished professional look. It could be like fun stuff. And some of them like really blew up and like went viral. So like the podcast video I mentioned was the first one. I did one recently that was like the oversharing worship leader. So like when a worship leader is singing and like singing his testimony, but it's getting a bit more out of hand each time it goes around. And that on TikTok specifically is like over 4 million plays now, and it like just keeps going. People like remaking it, doing duets with it, and a lot of people asking me to release it as a song. I'm like, I'm not going to release that. I'm just trying to imagine that on a playlist, like serious songs, and then that one comes up singing about tax fraud.
Christian Friday.
Yeah.
What release was it?
I wonder if they'd feature it. Maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, I had a lot of those meme videos, and then I found that my followers went up a lot because of the memes.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, all these people are following me, probably expecting another meme,
Hoping for another one of this.
but I make music. And I'm like, that's not really what I do. And then it gave me a bit of a complex, because I was like, do I have this whole audience now that want something that isn't really what I do? I guess the worship leader one was good in that sense of like, it was a meme in the world of like worship and music, which is what I do. So that at least found more relevant people. But yeah, now I find that I'm like almost reintroducing myself after making music for 6 years to this new bunch of people that have come from a comedy video, just to be like, by the way, I make music and this is what it sounds like. And that's just been a very strange thing.
Yeah. I mean, but in a sense, like, I find that very interesting because, you see, even on Instagram, you see a lot of people with, like, I don't know, 100K followers and stuff too. But then, whenever they share, for example, their music, I mean, they do like the short, I do a little bit of that short music, beats or whatever, jams or something, for 30 seconds. And a lot of them do that, and they get loads of likes, loads of views. But then when they release like just a video of like, hey, I just, released this album or the single, nobody. Nobody. And I've asked like a lot of artists, and they really feel like, oh my goodness, like the art or the crowd that's there, the listeners or the I don't know, the viewers is what you call it, the audience, really just wants that, but really doesn't care about who you are or the actual song,
Yeah. I noticed that with one video I did, because when I was figuring out this, like, how Instagrammy do you make it, or how professional do you make it, if I post a music video, like a clip of an actual video that took a long time to make and money, then it's like it doesn't do anything, because it's usually like horizontal as well. So you either like cropping it in or just posting a clip, and it's like, I made a music video, and everyone's just like, okay. And then the same song, I posted one like just when I'd written it, and it was still in demo form. And I did this video where I was just like on my phone. I was like, I've just written this song. It sounds like this. Played like 5 seconds of it. And that one did like 20 times the number of views and likes. So I was like, okay, people are more into that style. But even then, all the comments were like, drop this, release the full song, I want to hear it. And then like 4 or 5 months later, once I'd finished it, mixed, mastered, done all that, I was like, it's out now. It's like tumbleweed. It's just like, remember 5 months ago when you all wanted that song?
Yeah.
But I mean, I still think there's audience there. This is like just in TikTok I'm talking about, because like obviously there's Spotify followers and everything that people actually want to hear your music, so they're going to listen, whatever. But I just find the TikTok aspect of it really interesting, that you can like tease a song and everyone's like, yeah, and then it's like, by the way, it's out. And they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
But I mean, I think this comes to the question where it's like us as artists, musicians, all, you know, because it's changing. The shift from Instagram and Facebook was Instagram, right? And now the shift from Instagram is actually TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And we as artists are kind of conflicted to the whole content creating as to, you know, our art, you know, producing, you know, putting on YouTube, like a music video and stuff. So like, what should we do? Like,
so I think there's a kind of core question in all of it, which is like, why are we making stuff?
Yeah.
And just to quickly throw in, there are like guys like John Jin Han, who says he's like doubled his listener base through posting TikToks. Obviously like Montel Fish blown up
Exactly.
through TikTok.
Exactly.
But I think when it comes down to like why we create stuff or why we do anything, like obviously as artists we want to make art, we want to make meaningful things that are probably more long form than a 10-second video. But I think there's also something about, like I've always said this to Christian artists and worship leaders, if you're like recording an album or trying to make a song, like it's for people as much as it's like for God. Like obviously worship songs are ministering to the Lord, they're for him. Yeah. But you don't need to record an album to like worship God.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're recording something, it's for people. Or for some purpose. And I think music has this way of like connecting with people. And I think as an artist, that's one of the cool things and reasons we do what we do, is like we get to make a connection with somebody else through a song that might help them. It might help them express something that they want to express, or like put words to something they're feeling. And I know there's been songs that I've just like needed in a certain time, or like whether it's worship, like in times of prayer and worship, I like I don't know what I want to say, but I know if I play this song, this is like what I want to express. Or you know, story songs that have like put into words things I felt and didn't know how to like grapple with all those emotions and stuff. And I think that's kind of the best way to approach those platforms as well, is like not to go there to like promote, but to build connection, to be like, here's a community of people, however many it is following, and they may all not be engaging all the time and like the likes and the numbers or whatever, but on the other end of that scrolling phone screen is a person, and like now we have an opportunity to connect with that person and like build a connection with them. And so I think guys like John Jin Han have done that so well, because they're really like personal, and they just share things, and they respond to people, and they reply to their videos with other videos, and they've just like built connections with the people rather than just being like, stream my song.
Interesting. I think like in general, I think I don't know if it's safe to say this, but like maybe TikTok is making us be more better at being ourselves and sharing ourselves. Because I think as artists, there's a part where like, I don't want to show anything. I don't want to reveal who I am. I need to protect the image of my music, of my art.
The unpolished side.
Yeah, and it could even be like, I need to protect the Christian side of me. You know, I need to protect Jesus. Yeah. Jesus is not funny. He doesn't do memes and stuff. You know. Yeah. And I kind of see that we've closed ourselves, and then we show it as like a offering of sacrifice, and then nobody receives it or something, you know.
Yeah.
But I think in general, like, authenticity is something that TikTok really wants these days, right? The young people, they want to have that low effort one. They want, you know. I mean, it's you can fall on the other end too and try to make something really good looking and well planned and tricked to make it look low effort, but it's not low effort. But I think in general, like, I've learned that, okay, I need to be better at sharing myself, be comfortable with who I am. And by doing that and sharing yourself, you don't get to that question of like, am I creating content? Because you're just creating conversations. You're creating moments of like your life and sharing it to people and having them enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really healthy place to be, you know, instead of creating somebody and that becoming famous and that becoming a burden in the end.
Yeah, that's true. And I do think some of it's personality, I guess, but I think we should like free people from that pressure to be like, I have to be on TikTok and I have to be doing this. And especially even on TikTok, I see videos from like marketing people and they're like, you need to post 3 times a day and you need to be doing this. And it's just like, oh man, this is stressful and so much work. But again, that comes back to like, well, only if you're doing this to blow up and get big numbers. But like, if you're doing this to connect with people, it's a different approach, right? It's not all about like spamming and trying to get the algorithm going and all that stuff. But yeah, I just think it's important to have people free of that pressure because I don't want people to listen and be like, oh man, I have to get on TikTok now and I have to do all this stuff. Like, you know, you don't have to do all of those things.
Yeah.
You might just be good at putting music out and that's the capacity that you have is to like make music and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think there's that trap again of like making something look very casual that was actually very carefully planned.
Yeah.
And like, how many takes did that off the cuff video take you to film? But yeah. So the big question, is TikTok ruining music? In one word, yes or no?
No.
No. That's it, guys. We solved it. We have figured out the whole issue.
But it is kind of like a no, yeah.
It's changing music.
Yeah.
But is it ruining? I mean, we already said no. We've solved it. But things are changing. Things are different.
Things are different.
It's a whole new world.
There's this involved.
Oh, definitely.
There's a lot of this involved. So we got to be careful. We got to be careful with this, guys.
Because what happens if you're not careful? I didn't have an answer for that, actually. Bad things. Let's not find out. Let's not find out. But something will. Now, we have a online community, a Discord server. It's called Creative Christian Hangout, CCH for short. And it is one of the most wonderful and chaotic places on the internet. And we started this in November 2020, I believe.
2 years and something?
Almost 2.5 years ago. And basically, I'd heard a bit about Discord, and I was like, let's try this thing out. Create an online space where Christian creatives can come and chat and hang out. And I still remember starting it and just posting it on my stories, and then suddenly, like, all these people start popping in and chatting. And it's been a constant conversation ever since.
And it's crazy, right? We didn't even know the pandemic was coming, right?
I know. Well, we did at that point. That was in the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was like November.
True.
After the March. Yeah.
I guess we needed it. All of us needed it.
I think we needed it. Yeah. But it's been really good. And I've like so enjoyed just like getting to know people through it. Yeah. But anyway, we wanted to pull out some highlights from the community each time we do one of these things. Something fun or just a cool topic that came up, a good meme, anything like that. But we're starting with a heartwarming one this time. Oh. So 2 people from the server called Andre and Autumn, they joined separately from their own computers and got involved in the Discord community, have been like OGs, been there from the early days, and they became acquainted with one another. And you might want to save it for the next bit, which is they got married. Oh yeah, clap them as well. That's a good one. I like the combo of those songs.
Yes.
So yeah, they actually met through the server, got married a few months back now, and some of the people from the server even went to the wedding.
Wow. And
they live streamed it in the voice chat on Discord, and like a bunch of us watched it online, which was just super cool.
Yeah.
Now this isn't the reason for the server.
Yes,
like to make that
please do not join for that. Okay.
Abundantly clear. We have a rule which is no shipping, which means don't try and like put couples together on the server. I mean, if it happens privately between people, then that's great. We love that. But if it's forced and you join for that reason, you better watch out.
You're out.
Because the moderators will come and get
Yes,
you.
the lovely mods will come to you, will contact you, and possibly kick you out on the day. So.
Yeah, we know where everyone lives. No, kidding.
We have your data.
We got it all from TikTok.
No,
No, but it is a lovely community.
it is. It is a really lovely community.
And we were very happy to it. So congrats, Autumn and Andre,
Congrats to you guys.
even though it was a while ago now, but we wanted to highlight that. And
yeah. No, but it's really cool. Like, during the pandemic, we all, I mean, even as creatives, we all kind of need that kind of community. And I think online is the best part.
Yeah.
It worked out so well. And through that, actually, people started meeting up, like to the wedding too.
Yeah.
Also, people are meeting up in London, meeting up in, Texas and all that. And it's just so cool and encouraging to see just it naturally happen, because I think community in general should never be forced. It should be something
That's
that
true.
naturally happens. And it's not about like benefiting off of each other, but being like, hey, let's be friends. Let's hang out. Let's talk. Let's eat together.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
It is cool. And if
Cool
you want to
indeed.
be a part of that,
Yes.
come join CCH. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
The magical place of friendship online.
We're getting used to this.
Yeah, we're going to use this too much
Yeah.
to begin with. And then we'll ease off it later. Or maybe we'll get worse. We'll just keep
Yeah.
adding more sounds.
Yep.
But anyway, this is the end. We haven't figured out how to end it yet, so...
We'll just end it now.
Oh, wait. Okay. This episode of the Magnify Studio podcast was brought to you by ourselves, and we hope you enjoyed it. This is the very first one, so if you did enjoy it, we'd love it if you could share it with your friends. You could do that by sending it to them on whatever platform you choose. You can poke them on Facebook, you can send them a MySpace, send them a Snapchat, whatever you choose to do. But we'd love it if you helped us spread the word about this new podcast, and if you enjoyed it and want to support the podcast, you can support us through patreon.com/Magnify Studio, where we share little updates about what's happening at Magnify, including some early access to new stuff. And for the super Patreon tier, we also have a monthly Zoom call where we all get to chat together and hang out, and it's a good time. So thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.